Hi guys, my name is Felipe Bento. I'm a freelancer character artist. If you are watching this video, I think that you are following this series of videos that I have launched in my page. In this case, you have following the step-by-step points of creation of this character. This character is a blend of orc and orc universe made by Blizzard, and just a second please. I forgot something in my kitchen. Well, as I talked, this character is a blend of Arc universe made by Blizzard in World of Warcraft and the Gears of War that universe, a rich universe of sci-fi. So today is a special day in the process when I start to think about the bake of this character. Many maps were made in this process, but I think that for my portfolio it's a good idea because I will spend enough time with care to texturing process in Substance Painter. So one thing that many people are asking for me is about the topology of this character. Two ideas, two approaches were used in this character. One of them for the hard surface, like the armor. As you can see, the topology was made between two softwares, Maya and ZBrush. A good reason to do it is try to reduce the number of softwares that you use in a process. So if you, even though, although you know how you make this hard surface in your base software like Maya and 3D Max, in my opinion, it's important to try make the same geometry in the ZBrush, because it will help you to reduce the time of your process if you don't use many softwares in your workflow. So this mesh in most part was made with ZModeler inside ZBrush. There are some gaps in my process because I'm learning how to use ZModeler with an option about make the same geometry in Maya, but it's important to start the process of learning and apply some time learning ZModeler and ZBrush. In my opinion, is a good idea to increment your skill and make faster your process. I will come back to Maya to show the plan. What is the plan? The plan is, although I have used many subtractive shapes in Boolean and ZBrush like that. These are subtraction meshes that I use in this project. But when I saw the geometry, I realized that it's possible with an option use alphas in Substance Painter to make this specific configuration of subtraction. When as you can see, the most part of details project of subtraction on the surface, the mesh, may be changed for alphas. So in my opinion, it's important to make the subtraction in ZBrush for this case in order to choose the design of the character. But why don't you, so you can make the question for me, why don't you use the subtraction in a high poly version of your character and so bake these details in low poly mesh? I have one different opinion about it. In this case, in this specific case, if I may do the same aspect of the subtraction using alphas in Substance Painter, it will give me the possibility to try many different designs in the Substance Painter. So because this fact, I will use one geometry like that without any subtraction form, and I will make a bake in the hard surface using a soft version of the armor to be baked these normals in low poly form. So what I want to say is the subtract forms will guide me in designing Substance Painter, but I will not bake these details of ZBrush, the subtract forms, in the mesh. I will try use what I did in ZBrush, how my guide to project some textures in Substance Painter. So one approach is for hard surface. This approach, in this case, in my opinion, I will not bake the subtract shapes in the armor. Yes, it's just my way to do it. You may do in your way to use these features. And other and simple and more common form to use is bake the details of organic shapes that I did in ZBrush in low poly mesh. As usual, I will take this geometry, in this case the organic shapes like the body of catcher, face, mouth, and other meshes that I use with subdivision levels, and I will make a decimated version of that mesh to transpose the details for my low poly mesh. So two approaches. This is the way that I decided to use for this project. if you have some idea to help me, so I think that is very important, and leave your suggestion in comments of this video. Yes? So I will, in this moment, I will reduce the volume of my voice and increase the volume of the music and start with taking and decimated the high poly versions of the objects and more. So if you didn't visit my website, I will make I ask for you request for you, please. I will put in this video in comment my art station. Visit my art station, and there I will put the links of this video. I'm updating my channel in YouTube, and there you will find out every one of the videos in this area of this org. Yes? Please give me give me a chance and visit my art station. Yes. So bye. Sorry guys, I forgot to say something about the process, and I think that it is important to say one good strategy, independent of the approach or organic or hard surface to do, is divided your character in layers. And when I say layers, I want to say, in order to facilitate, in order to turn more easy your bake, try to make layers about surface, this surface, under this surface. So when I make one bake about this part, it's convenient for you, and for avoid some problems with bake, use the divide mesh in layers. So the under layer and other layer and other layer like that above of the first layer and other above the second. It will help you to avoid problems with your base. Yes, the Substance Painter understands your mesh, and it is guided for the material, not the geometry, the material associated to the geometry. So every one of the mesh that have the same color, Substance Painter will see like the same UV set, but there is a good way to do the bake, and you can see I put in my screen now. This is the site of Substance, and it's a good idea take a look about matching by name, because this process matching by name is very useful for you avoid problems like overlaid of projecting details, and these details is baked in many layers and you don't like the aspect, the result, because the details are baked on the surface. So probably when I bake, if I use one single layer for this case, the details like occlusion, like normal, will be projected on the surface in the under layer. So when I use the process called matching by name in Substance Painter, I can give a different name for these layers, and the details will be there is a recognition about what mesh will be baked, what high poly mesh will be baked in the right layer. Yes, each one of these layers will have a high poly version different, and the name of the different versions will be given for this rule: border low, border height. So the name of your layer, the name of your mesh that you have decided, followed to suffix low, and the same name, and apply the other suffix in your decimated high version. Yes, you will use this rule to name your layers, and this will be useful for avoid problems with your base. Yes. So I will back to the process. The audio